This is Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. I invite you to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page, and also to write down your comments and suggestions below. Buhay Parang Life is part of Faith Watch TV, and we are in an app, the Faith Watch app. So please feel free to download the app on your mobile device. In our last episode, we heard about the insights of former bank CEO Joey Bermudez and the rage inside him to truly help micro entrepreneurs. In this episode, we will hear how he addressed that rage. And joining us again in this episode, aside from Joey Bermudez, welcome Joey, is his partner in this endeavor, Miss Evie Abraham. Hello, Joey and Evie.
Hello, Rita.
Welcome to the show again, Joey.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, Evie. Thank you. Okay. Joey, tell our viewers about Iskaparate. You are the principal founder of Iskaparate. What was on your mind when you were conceiving this, when you were conceptualizing?
First of all, at that time, I was at a stage when I was beginning to question the wisdom of COVID-19. I was asking myself, why does this have to happen? And when will this make sense? There must be some meaning to all of this that's happening, and maybe there's an opportunity to make sense out of this whole crisis. At about the same time, some of our friends in the Microfinance Council of the Philippines were sounding out an alarm to help micro entrepreneurs who were dying. They were not physically dying, but their businesses were dying.
Right.
And the 13 biggest microfinance institutions in the Philippines were saying about 9 million micro entrepreneurs who were their clients had either closed or were closing down because they couldn't be seen by their customers.
Right.
So my colleagues and I then felt that maybe the solution to this is to give them online presence so that their customers can see them again and they can reopen and sell their products again.
So your organization is composed mostly of senior bank executives, mga retired CEOs, and that is understandable considering, syempre, they are your circle of influence. How did you sell the idea to them?
It wasn't very difficult to sell the idea to them because my colleagues and I have been operating in the microfinance space for many years now. So we knew the travails, the struggles of micro entrepreneurs. And we were imagining at that time that they were probably at their lowest. They were probably at a time when many were already desperate. And therefore, they just needed to be helped. And we saw this from the way our micro entrepreneur borrowers were asking us for a lot of relief. And they were explaining their situation. And it seemed very logical to us and very sensible. So we thought that maybe the bigger solution to the problems that we were sorting out as a microfinance company also lay in understanding the bigger problems of the industry. So my colleagues readily agreed that this is the time to an online platform that would give the micro entrepreneurs their own Amazon.
So Evie, what made you join the organization? Paano ka napasali dito sa Iskaparate?
Yeah, the angels brought me to Iskaparate. I've been working in the corporate world for 45 years. And Rita, I was happy. It hit me. I'm here. My friend just passed away. The parish priest passed away, distant relative passed away, closer, and I was so scared that one day I face God and God will ask me, what were you last doing? And I can only tell him that I was an employee. So immediately I said, no more. This is not the life that I like. But I did not know where I was going to go. I just knew that I don't want to have a crazy schedule anymore. But you see, when you start thinking about something and you're really earnest about it, God sends you angels. And that's where Mr. Joey came in. You know, he called me the following day after my resignation. He said, you know, I would like to invite you to the anniversary. Hello?
Continue. Sige lang, Evie. Continue lang.
Before the program was over, I knew that this was the community that I wanted to join. And that was 8 months ago. And
8 months ago lang? Kailan pa na-consider ito Iskaparate? Kailan ito nag-umpisa, Joey?
We launched in September 2020. September 8, 2020.
Yeah. So share with our viewers, you know, the beginnings, the birth pains of Iskaparate.
Our first problem at that time was my colleagues and I absolutely knew nothing about online commerce in digital selling. All of the nanays who are in Iskaparate today, they know so much more about online selling than my colleagues and I had known in September 2020. That was the first problem. The second problem was it would cost so much to hire a software engineer to design platform.
Okay.
So we had to learn how to do a website ourselves. So we created the website. It was me and my son. And along the way, we were getting inputs and critique from our colleagues and founders. And we told ourselves, anyway, the pandemic is probably going to be only for 2 or 3 months. So let's put together a platform, even if it's an ugly platform. The important thing is there's one. So we put together the best platform that we possibly could. It wasn't good, but it was the best we could put under the circumstances. And we launched with 33 nanays on September 8th. And then we told ourselves, we will stay with these 33 nanays all the way up to the end of 2020 and learn a lot along the way. But a week later, several other organizations heard about Iskaparate and said they'd like to onboard their own members. So everything went much bigger than our plans. So by the end of 2020, we had 130 nanays already on board.
All right. And we have 2 of those nanays here with us today. We welcome to Buhay Parang Life, Raisa and Emmeline. Raisa and Emmeline, welcome to Buhay Parang Life. Raisa and Emmeline too, sige feel free lang to answer. When did you start? When did you start joining Iskaparate? Kailan ka nag-umpisa?
Yes, good afternoon, Ma'am Rita, Ma'am Epi, and Sir Joey. I joined Iskaparate last year. I think it was in September of 2021 po.
Saan mo pa? Ikaw, what about you, Emma?
I started to connect with Iskaparate October 2020.
Saan? So medyo bago pa lang yung Iskaparate nun, Emma? Kasi di ba September 20? Okay. How did you learn about Iskaparate? Saan nyo ito narinig?
In my case po, we were invited by the 4th District Congressman of Pangasinan, Congressman Toc Di Venecia. He invited, I think, 10 MSMEs in District 4, and we were invited to join Iskaparate. I think that time we were introduced to Sir Joey because we didn't know what Iskaparate was all about. So when I learned about Iskaparate, I automatically joined the platforms.
What about you, Emma?
Opportunity po yun eh.
Paano mong nalaman ito?
Ako I actually browsed from social media, and then one Angat Buhay, kasi I follow Vice President Lenny, and then nag-comment siya about Angat Buhay, and then nagkaroon ng parang na-mention niya din yung Iskaparate.com looking for parang seller, and then parang isang platform. Sabi ko, teka lang, email ko kaagad. So I emailed, and then nag-respond kaagad sila sa akin.
So okay. So Joey and Evie, hearing the kwento of our 2 nanays, parang you partnered with LGU? Kasi nalaman nila ito sa kanilang LGU and social media. Kani-kanino kayo nakipag-partner?
We're very fortunate that we're being helped by a lot of organizations. Our first partner was a cooperative and an MFI known as Kasaganaka or Kabuhayan sa Ganap na Kasarinlan. So, dyan ang galing yung 33 nanays that we initially launched the platform with.
All right.
Then a week later, we got a request for a meeting from Angat Buhay. That's the Office of Vice President Lenny. And they asked if they could, instead of creating their own digital selling platform, because they were planning to do so at that time, kung pwede raw gamitin na lang nila Iskaparate because it was achieving the same objective anyway.
Right.
So you're very much welcome. So then to clarify first if it was going to cost the nanays anything. So we told them, no, it's free. So they can join without any cost. So since then, a lot of other organizations have joined us. And there are about 35 organizations now who are working with us.
Can you say na these organizations, they are the ones who are reaching out to you?
Yes. For example, Angat Buhay had reached out to us after hearing about us. The office of Congressman Top de Venecia, they heard about us and then they called us and asked if we could also help the entrepreneurs of Pangasinan. So we said, of course, definitely. Go Negosyo reached out to us and asked if we could speak to the mentees because they have a mentoring program so that we could explain how they could join Iskaparate. And since then, every quarter, we would give a briefing to the mentees of Go Negosyo. And after every briefing, we would get a lot of enrollments from nanays.
When you listen to the orientation, to the presentation of Iskaparate, anong nasa isip mo after that?
Actually, I really feel that my journey in Iskaparate is very spiritual. It's spiritual in the sense that the profile that I am working with now is so different from the profile of the people that I was working with for the last time. Along the way, as I do my service to the nanays and tatays, I feel so humbled. I am taught to be patient. I am taught humility, which I think this is the next journey in my spirituality.
Emma, ano ba ang ginagawa mo noon bago ka nag-join ng Iskaparate?
Actually, yun yung mga time na luging-lugi ako. Lahat ng mga stocks namin sa production, actually na-expire siya.
Anong produce mo? Anong produkto mo?
Manufacturer po kami ng frizzled mushroom or mushroom chicharon and banana chips.
Okay.
Yes. And then, those are the times na parang hinang-hina na ako kasi kahit naka-join kami sa ibang platform, parang pakiramdam ko hindi naman talaga kailangan yung product namin kasi medyo expensive siya. So, iba yung market namin. And then, nung dumating talaga yung Iskaparate, nabigyan talaga ako ng buhay. As in, nabigyan ako ng pag-asa kasi hindi pala lang siya yung platform na bibigyan ako ng pagkakataon na maipakilala ko ulit sa market yung aking product. Also, siya yung platform na nakatulong sa akin para mag-act ako or maging mukha ako ng kumpanya namin. Ang dami niya kasing seminars, trainings. Noon yung mga time na yon na 2020, nakakalabas ako. Pero hindi ako kasi walang mga tumutulong sa amin. Kung hindi namin alam kung saan kami pupunta. Pero nung Iskaparate, dahan-dahan niya uli akong binigyan ng pag-asa. Though aminin ko na po talaga na hindi naman so much yung sale na naibigay sa akin kasi medyo mahal yung product namin. Pero yung pag-asa na huwag kang huminto, hindi ito yung parang end ng journey mo sa negosyo. Actually ito yung start kasi dito sa Iskaparate, ito rin yung time na naibigay ko yung lahat ng best ko para FDA approve ko yung aking kumpanya. So talagang sobrang na sobrang laki po ng pag-asa na binigay sa akin ng Iskaparate, and I'm very much thankful talaga kila Sir Joey, kila Ma'am Evie, kila Ma'am Jo. Sobra-sobra po talaga ang binigay nila sa amin na pag-asa at para maging mabuting negosyante, tumanaw ng utang na loob sa iba. Yun po.
Wow, at dalawa yun na, yung maging mabuting negosyante at makatanaw ng utang na loob sa iba.
Yes po.
Bakit mo natutunan yon, yung pagtanaw ng utang na loob?
Kasi po kung walang tutulong sa akin, kung wala sila na parang nag-angat sa akin, hindi man nila inangat physically yung negosyo ko, pero yung pagkatao ko bilang isang negosyante, bilang isang entrepreneur, kung wala sila, hindi ako magiging happy na katulad ngayon. Hindi ako magkakaroon ng pag-asa na, sige, gumawa ka na lang na ibang bagay, total hindi ka naman makalabas, hindi kayo makapag-production. Ito na lang, mag-concentrate ka sa paperworks para pa-FDA approve mo itong produkto mo or kumpanya mo. So kung wala po sila, hindi ako magiging ganito ka-positibo. So kailangan kong ibalik, i-pay forward yun sa ibang tao. Kaya yun rin po yung ginagawa ko sa mga tao namin. Kasi na during pandemic, during Iskaparate time na tinulungan nila ako, doon din ako nagkaroon ng mga ilang tao na tutulong sa kumpanya ko. Dati kasi mag-isa lang ako, dalawa lang kami at most.
So gaano kalaki na yun yung organization mo?
Maliit pa rin lang po, maliit lang, less than 10 pa rin lang yung mga tao namin. Pero I can say na very positive po yung naging impact sa amin ng Iskaparate.
Raisa, ano naman ang kwento mo? Ano ba ang ginagawa mo before Iskaparate?
Actually po, we were into Elisha Bay na po. Kasi we started Elisha Bay, Dagupan Bangusan Seafoods in 2017. Kami po ay community-based micro-enterprise. So I think our journey is a bit different from other micro-enterprises. Like I was telling Ma'am Evie the other day, kasi it was more of a faith journey for us. Kasi what happened was we stopped operations for 2 months. Yun yung po yung lockdown. So wala kaming ginagawa. It was the time that my husband and I were thinking of other things to do kasi wala nang work. Tapos we were pressured din kasi yung mga workers namin, syempre naisip din namin sila. So we need to support yung ibang workers na may families. Kasi nakaka-empathize din kami dahil parang family kasi yung enterprise namin. And then after 2 months, something came along. So a supervisor or a manager pala from a fast food approached siya. Sabi niya, pwede ba akong maging distributor nyo all over the Philippines? So at first I was shocked. Sabi ko, kaya mo ba maging distributor? So sabi niya, yes, kakayanin natin kasi meron din akong mga kasamang managers na walang work, kagaya ko, magbi-business kami, ang gagawin natin yung product nyo. So that was the time na dinala po yung products namin all over the Philippines. Nagulat din kami, sabi namin, Lord, is this the answer to our prayers? Kasi 2 months nga kaming walang ginawa kundi mag-pray kasi wala naman talaga kaming magagawa. And grabe, suddenly, nandun na sa Davao, nandun na sa Mindanao, nandun na sa Ilocos.
Dahil ba ito sa Iskaparate, itong distribution mo all over the country?
Hindi pa po.
Hindi pa.
Okay. And then, after nun, nag-boom siya. Nung nag-open po yung market, biglang nawala.
Biglang nawala?
Opo, kasi pumunta na po sa work yung mga distributors, nag-open na yung market. Yes. Alright. So, ang ganda naman ng entry ng Iskaparate. So sabi ko nga, ibang-iba po yung journey namin. So when God closes a door, He opens a bigger door. I don't believe that God opens a window. Mas malaki yung door na yung open niya.
Ang ganda niya. When God closes the door, He opens an even bigger door.
Yes po.
Bakit
so yun?
Ano yung bigger door na yun?
Bigger door po kasi ayun, aside from Iskaparate, dumating na yung, so natapos na namin i-process through online yung aming mga papers. We were able to export. In fact, thank you, Sir Joey, for introducing our products to your friends in the US. I hope
naka-export ka na?
Opo. So, ano po yun? God's grace po talaga lahat. Kasi, parang alam niyo po yung we didn't pray na ganon kabilis, pero God links us to people talaga until now. May mga links na dumarating na nagugulat na lang kami. Hindi namin effort. Pero si Lord lang talaga yung gumagawa lahat ng way para sa amin. And nabibless kami sa Iskaparate. Personally ako po. Kasi I see myself in an environment na iba yung kultura, iba yung kasi I believe mafe-feel naman natin yun, di ba? Na hindi lang kasi yung money side, may spiritual side. Tapos, ang daming trainings which are not being offered sa mga government agencies na nag-a-assist. So, nagiging well-rounded ka tuloy as an entrepreneur.
Joey, anong nararamdaman or hearing the sharings of these two ladies?
Nakakapagpalakas ng loob. Kasi as I confided to a close friend, no, who was a former governor of a province, nahihingan ko siya ng sama ng loob paminsan-minsan at nagko-confide ako sa kanya. Sabi ko, maraming oras, maraming panahon na pinanghihinaan na ako ng loob. Iisip ko,
may I ask why? Bakit ka pinanghihinaan ng loob? Kasi nakakarinig ako ng mga, sa bagay, dalawa to, na example. Ano yung nagpapahina ng loob mo kung minsan?
Nakikita ko kasi na this kind of an endeavor requires so much resources na wala naman kami. No? So in a way, sugod lang kami ng sugod. Hindi namin sigurado kung dadating yung resources. In fact, sabi namin, kung hindi na natin kaya mag-onboard ng mga nanay for free, paano yun? Di matitigil tayo dito. No? Yeah. And then, dumating na naman yung isang organization na tumulong sa amin. Sabi nila, yung Philippine Business for Social Progress. Sabi nila, sige, bibigyan namin kayo ng grant para makapag-onboard kayo ng mas marami pang nanay. So, dumating yung grant, nakapag-onboard kami ng mas marami pa, nakalipat kami sa bagong website, nasa Shopify na kami ngayon. No? 460 million people ang dumadalaw sa Shopify all over the world every year. No? And then, nag-usap kami ulit ng PBSP, sabi nila, mag-launch tayo ng Adapt a Nanay program para yung mga taong gustong tumulong, sila ang sasagot doon sa onboarding cost ng mga bagong nanay. At you won't believe it, hindi naman kami naglo-launch pa publicly, puro whispering campaign pa lang kami. Pero kami na yung hindi maka-cope up with people coming to us telling us they want to adopt nanays. In fact, sabi ko nga sa mga kasama ko, baka maubusan tayo ng nanay na i-adopt dahil sa dami ng gusto mag-adopt.
So, gusto mo pa bang i-public yung iyong Adopt a Nanay program o sobra-sobra na yung mga parent, adoptive parents?
Kailangan pa rin namin maging public kasi ang vision namin is in 5 years' time to have 100,000 nanays in Iskaparate.
How many do you have at present?
Yeah, kailangan namin ng 100,000 Filipinos or even foreigners who have the heart to help by adopting a nanay. Yan ang kailangan namin.
Okay, I will go back to that. Evie, so tingin mo ba yung resignation mo from corporate life was well worth it?
Oh yeah, I think I'm done. I'm done with that kind of life. And while I enjoyed that segment in my life, it's time to move on.
Time to move on. Okay. Final words from our nanays first.
Because I can be happy, and I'm happy where I am.
You are happy where you are.
Yeah, I'm happy where I am now, and I'm not regretting I resigned. It was a good life, but it's the end. It's the end of that life. I move on, and this is my life now. And iba naman yung aking inaatupag sa umaga, ibang klaseng problema. Ibang klaseng coaching, ibang klaseng mentoring.
Do you find fulfillment in what you're doing right now?
As what I had. Yeah, ibang level ang fulfillment because iba kasi yung profile nga ng customers ko before sa this one. No? And both would need the coaching and mentoring, and I feel there's a purpose in what I am doing.
Thank you. Raisa,
Yes, ma'am.
anong masasabi mo? Why was it worth? Why would a nanay or an entrepreneur, pwede rin namang tatay kasi, hindi ba? O pwede rin dalaga o binata. Why would an entrepreneur join Iskaparate? Coming from your own experience.
Yes. I think an entrepreneur should join Iskaparate not only for the sales. I think it's all about the trainings that they offer. Lalo na po yung sa personality, how to be, I think meron po tayo nung customer service and even business ethics and all that. So, importante po kasi yun sa mga negosyante. So, yun po. And I would just like to add, actually, sa Iskaparate platform na lang po kami nag-vacation. Kami doon sa ibang platform. We only maintain Iskaparate.
Thank you. Thank you, Raisa. Emmeline.
Yes.
Final words from you for entrepreneurs out there?
No matter or ano man yung struggle na meron tayo ngayon, gaano man kahirap yon, God is not giving us all this struggle para lang mahirapan. We are not in this journey para lang sabi nga nila, mag-fail. So darating ang lahat ng tulong sa lahat ng anyo sa part namin Iskaparate. So huwag tayo mag-stop doon. Lagi lang tayo mag-trust kay God na binigyan niya sa atin itong negosyo na to para maging successful tayo. So kung kailangan niyo ng tulong, just reach out to Iskaparate from the start. Throughout your journey, sigurado tutulungan tayo.
Okay, and of course, final message from our dear founder, Joey Bermudez. Joey, we have over 230,000 followers of Faith Watch TV.
Wow.
Why would entrepreneurs join Iskaparate, and how can someone adopt a nanay?
Okay. Yung mga micro-entrepreneurs, we welcome you into Iskaparate. Kayo ang aming produkto. Kayo ang aming customer. Kung maraming entrepreneurs na umasenso dahil sa Iskaparate, may pagmamalaki namin yun. Magiging masayang-masaya kami. Doon naman sa mga Pilipino at mga banyaga na may malalaking puso, na gustong tulungan yung mga mahihirap na nanay na maging bahagi ng Iskaparate kahit wala silang resources, pwede rin silang tumulong. Napakadaling tumulong. No? Napakaliit ng kinakailangan para sa isang overseas Filipino, for example, to help. Sabi nga sa akin ng isang kaibigan ko sa Toronto, Canada, yun lang ba ang kailangan para makapag-adopt ako ng nanay? Mas malaki pa dyan yung ginagastos ko pag lunch, pag nilalabas ko yung pamilya ko. So, walang problema. So, ibubulong ko rin sa mga kaibigan ko. And since then, ang dami kong nakilala mga taga-overseas locations ng mga Pilipino. Dahil lang sa bulong-bulong, they keep passing the word around, and the people who are receiving this news are responding very positively. So we're very happy about that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Iskaparate.com. Thank you very much, Joey, Evie, Emmeline, and Raisa. And thank you, my dear viewers, for watching this program. This is Rita Dayrip reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.